Hey everybody, it's Magic Prepper. And I'm just out here loading up some magazines, topping things off because, I do a lot of shooting lately and I find myself having to do this on a regular basis, but it's also something I do when I'm a little bit stressed out and when I'm not really sure what to do next. And with this recent news about Donald Trump being barred from the ballot in Colorado, thanks to the Colorado State Supreme Court there, I feel like things are going to get even more contentious in 2024 than maybe I originally anticipated, which is why loading up magazines felt like a good idea. And we also have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. coming out and saying that if the reason Donald Trump is not elected is because he was blocked by judicial activism in many ways, the people will never accept the results of that election, which will make them ungovernable. Now, I like to think of myself as relatively ungovernable from time to time, but I think it's a goal a lot of us have, and I can see why that could create some chaos here in the near future. Now, I do want to mention that Midway USA is the biggest supporter of the channel, and of course, thanks to them, I can get out here and load up magazines and have ammunition and magazines to load. And if there's something that I feel like I never have enough of, ammunition and magazines. And there's two things that I would want to stock up on right now, just based on our current environment, based on the news that was recently put out today about what's happening to our election system. I would think mags and ammo are probably the way to go. Now, here's the thing. I would be just as upset if Biden was blocked from being on a ballot as well. Even with all his corruption, even with all the problems that he's brought upon us, the American people, with his bad policies or just, let's just say, lack of enthusiasm. The thing is I don't care if you're a Democrat, I don't care if you're a Republican, a liberal, a conservative, whatever you want to label yourself, right? I don't need judicial activism or people who put themselves into positions of power to dictate who I should or should not vote for. I don't really need their opinion. In all honesty, I could probably vote for just about anybody I want because that's how being an American is supposed to work. And if Donald Trump's crimes are just so atrocious that he doesn't deserve to be on the ballot, well, let the American people decide that for themselves, because I'm pretty sure they could figure out whether or not they want to vote for this person or the other person. In fact, I would say you could put Vladimir Putin on the ballot, for all I care, and the American people would vote in such a way that wouldn't make a difference for him, right? Although, I guess that depends on where you are. Maybe you live in Washington or California or Illinois or New York, I'm not sure. That might be a different story in those states, but at least where I live, I don't think anybody would be voting for Vladimir Putin. So, why is this such a problem? Why am I out here loading magazines in a, ball of stress, you might say? Because I'm just not really sure what else to do right now regarding some of this new information, regarding the way our country is going, regarding the fact that this contentious 2024 election year that I already knew was going to be a problem seems like it's becoming more of a problem, maybe even sooner than we originally anticipated. And I don't doubt for a second we'll see more of that style of activism coming out of other states in the near future. And you should prepare for that as well. And I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of attempts to keep Donald Trump off the ballot. I don't care if you like Trump. I don't care if you vote for him or not. I don't care if he's your guy. What I care about is the fact that I don't think Americans need someone else to tell them who to vote for. And if he does, in fact, either lose the election or is banned from being part of the election because of what these courts are trying to say, things might get crazier than we even originally thought. So 2024 is probably going to suck. And one of the best things that I know what to do when it comes to things that are going to totally suck is to, load magazines. Because, it's therapeutic in many ways, but it also just reminds me that I'm trying my best to remain, to a certain level, ungovernable, right? Just like RFK Jr. said. And if that's what happens, well, I guess they did it for us. It wasn't necessarily even our choice. The other thing to keep in mind is that I'm trying to build a community. I'm trying to build a network. I want to take care of my neighbors. I hope they would not mind helping take care of me, which I know some of them definitely wouldn't. And I also want to make sure that my town is protected from whatever threats might exist in the future. So these magazines, this ammo, it's not necessarily all just for me. It could be for a friend, teammate, a relative. It could be for somebody else that just doesn't have the access to these resources like I do. It could be for somebody who just wasn't able to stock up when they needed to. guess this mag's actually topped off. Look at that. But, you know, it's something for you to keep in mind. You might have enough mags for yourself. Do you have enough mags for anyone else? Even if they should be responsible for their own magazines, stuff happens. You think it'd be a good idea to maybe have some extras laying around? You think you might drop some magazines if you ever actually use them for what they're intended for? Or are you going to go back and pick them up in a dangerous area, right? Keep that in mind. It's kind of where my mindset's at right now. Not really sure what the future holds, but this is my therapy, and this is me talking to you guys through my therapy because, well, it doesn't really hurt anything. Unless me loading magazines while talking to you annoys you, then there's not much I can do about that. So, get ready for 2024. Like I said, it's probably going to suck for more than one reason. But if this stuff keeps happening, I mean, I don't even know what to say about America 2024, especially with this election coming up. Maybe you just keep loading magazines.